Welcome to the video. So here's my thoughts on the giant earth tree and the giant mountains. I said the giant mountains. I meant to say if you look at the mountains, look at the base of the mountains. Look at the base of a tree. It looks the same. Look at a plateau and look at a tree. Look at a cliff and compare it with a tree stump or a tree. Did you know that there's a supercontinent called Pangaea, and all the continents were connected together? There were also continents before that called Gondwana or something like that, and some other ones. So did you know all the continents used to be one continent, one supercontinent? Most likely billions of years ago. So, to me, that based, but when I think about how the inner earth people are living, I put y'all's thinking caps on now. So, in Agartha, the inner earth people, they're living in houses and their temples. It's all made of crystals, precious gemstones, and diamonds. See, history in school has been lying to us our whole life, and we'll start figuring more stuff, the real stuff, out. So, did you know when a tree petrifies, it turns into precious crystal stones, gold, and I believe gold too, mostly, yes, and diamonds. So if you put the two and two together, that all the continents used to be one continent, most likely what happened, I think what it was, there was giants back most likely billions of years ago. Either billions or millions. And so if the inner earth people, if they're living in crystals and diamond houses, that means the earth is literally one big giant tree that's probably billions of years old. And I think what happened, there was giants either millions or billions of years old, and these giants were like super tall, like probably miles tall. And I believe they had advanced technology, even billions of years ago. So they used their giant machines and technology, and these giants, the ones that was a few miles tall, they chopped down this giant tree. Kind of like on Avatar where it shows the giant trees being cut down. And to what it seems like is that if our largest tree was the one at Mount Meru at the North Pole, then that must have been like the top of the tree, maybe the top of the giant earth tree, possibly. Maybe that's probably maybe why there's a big hole at the North Pole. And when you go into that big hole, you can get into Agartha. And then we can get back to our home, our paradise utopia home that we are. That is where God designed us to, where we are supposed to live. And one day we're going to get back to our home, and I feel like there will be a giant celebration. The whole universe will celebrate. The whole planet will celebrate as we finally get reunited back with our home. See, what y'all need to understand, it's not just me that needs you to wake up. The Great Spirit needs everybody to wake up as well. Not just me saying wake up. God wants us to wake up to what's really going on. I think really we were... Wait. Oh, that part that could be for another video. Okay, I'll just say it. I can always make another video. I think the reason why we're here on this planet, we're supposed to be trying to save this planet from those reptilian draconians. Because they have destroyed this planet a lot. A lot. And also with those giants, the ones that's a few miles tall. Remember that Matthias Di Stefano ad on Gaia, where he talks about, for a brief second, that the giants was the keepers of knowledge? Well, that means that their ancestors most likely chopped down the giant trees, and they're holding the secret of that inside of them. Most likely this information gets passed down generations to generations within the giant community, just like our stories and stuff get passed down generations and generations, like legends and stuff. And see, in Agartha, according to the book, the Agartha book, which I read the whole book, and according to the book, there is a city inside the earth called the Great Chasm. And this city is the city of giants. And they dress like Vikings. And they don't want any communication with any other beings or races from the surface of the planet or the other residents of Agartha either. And I'm thinking, why don't they want to talk to nobody but themselves? They don't want to have no cultural influence of any cultures upon them. And I'm thinking, you know what? It really sounds like they know if their ancestors chopped down the giant tree, the giant earth tree, plus the giant mountain-sized trees, because all these mountains you see, all the cliffs, all the plateaus, look at it, examine it carefully. Go on the images online and examine it. We got to do our digging, our own digging. Because the reptilian draconians that control our government and this whole matrix, they're not going to tell us much truth. They're going to put most of the truth in the movies, and we have to sit there and figure out what we think is most likely true or not. And these giants, they know that their ancestors chopped down the giant trees. So I think they feel really bad for doing that, because think about it. Put your thinking caps on, people. Think. Get your mind out the box. Before they chopped down all the giant trees, supposedly this planet used to glow, kind of like in the Avatar movie. Just imagine how amazing it most likely was. The air was so pure. Everything was able to grow giant size. Now the only pure air to breathe is in Agartha. But I know you're probably going to think, oh, that's crazy. The Earth can't be one giant tree. See what happened? They had advanced technology. They've had it billions of years. And since they've had advanced technology billions of years, they use giant machines to cut down, to create rivers, and to chop the giant trees down. Rivers are not natural, I don't think. I think those are man-made by these machines. The reason why they chop down all the giant trees and the big earth tree is to mine the earth for its resources like gold and gemstones and other different types of resources. And oh yeah, they've taken a lot of the earth's they've greatly weakened the earth big time. And it's the reason why we exist. We are supposed to be trying to save this planet any way we can find a way to save the planet from these reptilian draconians. But once we wake back up and we become better people and we ascend into the higher dimensions, closer toward fifth dimension, then supposedly, according to the book, the Agartha book, they'll finally come back up here by the thousands and start to invite us to live with them in Agartha. But if they don't get here before I get really old, before I'm decrepit, then I'm going to try to get there myself. Since I live in North Carolina, I'm going to try to find... There's an entrance they say that they might have went into through Canistee Falls, which is underneath Asheville, North Carolina. I'm going to try to go there one day. There's a golf course gated around it, and I'm going to try to get in there one day if I can. And if not, I'll keep trying the entrances closest to where I live, and then I'll start making my way to further out entrances if I cannot get in Agartha through one of the closer entrances in North Carolina. So that's my thoughts on the giant earth trees. They used to be super magical and awesome and glowy. And I think, see, the god who forced the giants to chop down the giant trees and tree, I think it was the reptilian god, and I forget his name. Can't remember if it's Anu. It's not Satan, it's somebody else. But there's a god that went against our god, the Great Spirit, or it's also called the Navigator, something Navigator. But you can call God different names. There's different names for God. And their god went against the god that sees over this planet in this part of the universe. Their god went against our god, and I guess he just started doing everything the opposite. Like, the opposite of good. Like, doing everything real evil. And he came to this planet probably billions of years ago. He's most likely immortal, the god of the reptilian race, the Draconians. And he came over here, and I think what he did, he forced the giants and maybe other draconian reptilians to chop down all the giant trees. That's what, to me, what it sounds like. Because why would anybody want to just destroy the planet like that? If they see it glowing and stuff, they wanted to, I guess, completely destroy this planet and take it over and destroy the god that is over our realm. I don't want to say the word rules over our realm, There's a better word to term it than that, but I don't know the word. See, I'm not perfect. I don't know every little detail about everything about the world. I'm slowly figuring out things just like a normal human does. But I'm really trying to put on my thinking cap and think really hard about what is going on. Where do we come from? Supposedly we come from... I think we came out of northern Egypt through inside the earth through Portholagos, which is under that Library of Alexandria, because there's portals underneath of that Library of Alexandria and in the Portholagos. And in Portholagos, there's the portals, and it's also a giant library underneath the ground. And this library tells all the information of the entire planet and the entire universe. All the real true wisdom, the real true knowledge of everything of what really has happened. And it's not no regular library. This library is miles wide. Beings from all over the universe come to this library in Portholagos to learn all kinds of stuff. It's a super magical place where they act out the information on a theater stages. And one day, our libraries are supposed to be more similar to how their libraries are. So, let me see what else. I gotta go to... Oh my god, I gotta go to work here soon. Oh my god, I gotta hurry. Oh my gosh, these reptilians, they got me so chained up. Chained up hardcore. Like, listen to this torture, y'all. I gotta be at this job doing sorting through plastic bottles. And I gotta be there for 12 hours? What the fuck? 12 hours? People think that's half the day. They're trying to kill me. They're hoping I'll tap out and quit. Because the job is not that hard. But see, I gotta go to it now. But I think I said most of the stuff I wanted to say about the giant trees for right now. And even the trees is made out of... There's silica in trees, which is... Silica and quartz is both the same thing. So when a tree petrifies, over time it turns into quartz and different gemstones and crystals, and a lot of them are made out of quartz. That's why there's power to these crystals, the God energy power. Like even just wearing the crystals around you, or as much as you can surround them around you, try to, because they'll help block off bad energy, and they'll transmute the bad energy into good energy. And you say, oh, where does that bad energy go? It transmutes it. It just makes it vanish. It just disappears. And then in return, the crystals project out good, healthy energy to you. You'll see that I'm telling the truth and I know what I'm talking about. You might not understand what I'm talking about right now, but if you do your digging and your research, you'll find out that I'm right. And I really just want to help save this planet. One of my type of zodiac things was talking about I have a lot of communication skill with my throat chakra. And I feel like I'm supposed to use my voice to help teach about what is really going on. Because once we all wake up, because we are like a hive mind, we're, in a way, it's all like, kind of like we're all, in a way, one giant brain. In a way. We have a connection with all of each other. We're all from the God source. And see, we have a piece of God downloaded into us. So if we have a piece of God downloaded into us and we don't know about what's really going on, that means those reptilian draconians has a piece of God asleep. Like, just asleep. Like, we don't know what's going on. Once we feel more of us, not every single person has to know about all this stuff for us to get back to our home. But when a lot more people wake up, maybe a few thousand or a few million more people wake up, that should be able to get us back to our home. And then we can live a peaceful, happy life. See, people, y'all gotta wake up. We're living on the rooftop of our house. We're not supposed to live in the rooftop of our house. or on the rooftop. We're supposed to live inside of our house. Wake up, people, wake up. This earth is our home. It's like a giant house, but it's also a giant living organism where everything is conscious. Every thought you think has there's way more to it than what you think. Our thoughts do way more than what we're taught. Like if our powers was fully unlocked, we could create things with just our thoughts. That's how the inner earth people do. They are able to create things with just their thoughts because they are so healthy, and they've unlocked the parts of their brain that we don't normally use. We got to get back to how they live and how we used to live. But that's my thoughts on the giant earth tree. I think it was chopped down either millions or billions of years ago by these giants. And also the mountains, the plateaus, even the Grand Canyon. I bet you a lot of you didn't even know the Grand Canyon. Pfft, that was all like a bunch of giant trees in that area. Either one giant tree or a bunch of giant trees. I know it sounds crazy, but look it up. We've had advanced technology ever since the beginning of time. Because when God created everything, God literally knew everything. Think about that. God knew everything, so there was already advanced technology. There was already people. There was already beings, giants, millions or billions of years ago. And in Agartha, they've been using advanced technology for billions of years, ever since the beginning of time. We have free energy. This free energy is powered by the inner Earth star sun, and also the sun in the sky. There's a lot more interesting things I could say, but I really got to freaking go to work and be a good little robot for the draconian reptilians. Somebody save me, please. Oh, man. They had me working 3 nights from 7 to 7. Off 24 hours and then work 3 days and then be off work 3 days. Then work 4 nights and then be off a week. That's the only good part of the job, is being off a full week once a month and getting to sit on a stool while I work using a grabber to get the bottles, because the faster that machine goes, the more it gives out static electricity. I'll get shocked. Isn't that crazy? But thank you for watching my video, and I'll try to make more videos soon. So, bye y'all.